Welcome back to our YouTube channel, guys. My name's Ardil and I'm really proud to introduce another one of our videos. In today's video, I'm actually going to be sitting inside a T6.1 that we've just upgraded with a brand new 10.1 inch touchscreen featuring loads of functionality like wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto. If you're new to our channel, haven't seen us before, hit that subscribe button below. Otherwise, let's go. What we've upgraded with is a 10.1 inch touchscreen featuring wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, plus we retain loads of other stuff. We've also added a reversing camera into this vehicle as well, live directly onto that new screen. We're now sat inside the T6.1. So I want to go through exactly how the radio works. I want to go through a little bit more about functionality, how we're going to pair up a phone, plus also the interactivity, how it works, and sort of our kind of a little bit of an overview of the whole system. So I want to talk about, first thing is the reversing camera. I'm going to engage reverse and basically show you what the camera looks like. So we're using what's called one of our Pro Fit cameras. I'm going to be selecting reverse live directly there, and as you can see, parking sensors are also retained. I don't know if that's coming across. Visual guide as well, plus the camera image. So really crystal clear image there. We've turned off guidelines. That's obviously backed up into our YouTube area. And as you see, it flicks back over there. We've timed that just as a short amount of time just to flick over to the parking sensors. That can be adjusted as well. So now a little bit more about the unit. You've got physical buttons along the bottom, home button, camera button. So you can turn this on like this without selecting reverse at any time. Camera just turns that back off. You've got a physical volume knob on this Kenwood unit, which is really nice as well, but you also have got full retention of the steering wheel control functionality, which we'll go through shortly. Then you've got this little button which actually goes through from different apps, and then you've got voice activation for things like Siri, for when you want to be using that. But today's video, we're going to be going through how to connect up a phone. We've also got a retention of the factory DAB antenna as well. So the DAB antenna on these are in the mirror and the side mirrors, and that's actually been retained using a little adapter, which is quite cool. The other thing we've done is run a USB into the glove box for additional charging source, which is quite nice. And also, so now we're going to start off by connecting up a phone. So you've got different settings in here. So in Bluetooth, you can click here and you've got this sort of layout. This you can change display buttons. We've already configured these to red along the bottom just to match with the sort of dashboard and other red items that are in here. Obviously that can be changed to whatever parameters you would like. So in here you've got a device list. So basically all you do is you add a phone, and obviously you just got to have your Bluetooth turned on. Just turn brightness up on there just so you can see that. But in essence it comes up saying DMX9720XDS, which is the unit name. So we click on that and it will basically load up. So this unit, the main thing it does is wireless CarPlay. So we're going to pair up the phone and allow contacts to all sync through. So you've got Bluetooth for hands-free, automatically come up saying use CarPlay, and we want to yes, use CarPlay there. So really, really easy to pair up. Obviously this is only on the initial one, but look at that, guys. So literally completely wirelessly, I've done it right in front of you. How quick was that? And that's the initial pairing procedure. So as you can see, it's got satellite maps on here via Google Maps, full 10.1 inch screen as well. So literally my phone can go away now. I don't need it. I've got all my interactivity live directly onto here, which is really cool. So this is all about Apple CarPlay, but it does full wireless Android Auto as well, guys. So make sure if you do use an Android phone, it also does that. We're not going to be going through that in the video today, but as you can see, we've got all phone calls, we've got contacts, we've got all our phone numbers, and you can dial straight in through there, which is quite nice. You've got voicemail functionality. If you just look at how quickly that responded, it's really, really interactive. We've also got Spotify integration, which is quite nice. I've got all my recently played songs. All of our demo songs are all also listed in here as well. So when we're having an audio consultation, we can go through all of that with you. In this particular T6.1, what we've also managed to do is do a full sound system, but a relatively stock look. We've got a 10-inch sub underneath the seat, upgraded front speakers, running off amplifiers, but all pretty much hidden away, and we've done a full another video on that. But as you can see, it's really interactive. The actual stroke feature is really nice as well. So overall, really, really happy with how the unit looks, how it sits in the car. One thing that I probably would mention on the unit does have the ability to twist, so you can pull it backwards and forwards from there. The only sort of one thing that I'd say is maybe a a down point to the whole unit is basically because of the screen size, it does come off the dash slightly. So engaging reverse, obviously if you had your hand on top of it, your hand just about touches the screen when you're engaging. Obviously you have it on top, but if you do it from below, obviously it doesn't touch. But that's the only thing on the unit that I'd probably say is the only thing to be a bit of a cause of concern. This customer was also after retaining a CD and DVD function. We've done that, but in a really special way. We've actually integrated that into part of the roof lining as such. We've built a custom enclosure housing and a Alpine DVD unit that also links directly into this. So basically, as you can see, I don't know if it's still in here, but under HDMI, that's the good old film Despicable Me, live directly running through a DVD port right up top, custom enclosure built in, and it goes through into here. One thing I do want to mention to you guys as well is there is an SOS button up top. Basically, whenever you do a radio change on these, at the moment it might change as it comes out and develops, but at the moment we do have to disable your SOS functionality. So that will be disabled because that links through your existing radio at the moment. But as you can see, the HDMI input goes directly from that Alpine unit, which is really nice. We've also retained FM using factory antenna as well, and we've got digital radio, we've got Apple CarPlay, we've got loads of stuff on here, guys. So overall, really happy with everything. We've retained volume up and down, seat control. Another thing I want to go through, which is a little bit techie, but basically if you want to go into the kind of engineering menu as such, go back to the VW retention settings, and that's the thing with this unit, that you can actually do this. So this is really cool. So on your steering wheel control, you've got a voice button. If you press and hold that, basically it comes through and it tries to activate Siri. But if you keep holding it down, it takes you into this slightly dated look, but as many of you know, if you own VWs before, a very common solution in terms of how this looks. So what we've got in here is full control. That's Siri. Full control over all the configuration. So you basically use your seek buttons for your track skip and stuff down into here. I'm just going to go through these very quickly just to show you guys what actually gets retained. So you've got all of these settings still retained. Obviously it's not as easy to get into, takes a little bit more time, but it's a really cool thing to be able to do. You can also adjust time and date in here as well. You can do loads of stuff. So like, for instance, opening and closing, let's go into that. You've got window operation, you can change from convenience, just all the stuff that you'd basically be able to do on your original unit. You can do it all live directly from here. It's really easy to use and go through. You've got the info adapter settings, so the picture preferences and stuff like that. So you've got quite a lot basically being retained. All this sort of stuff's also retained live directly on the 10.1 inch screen as well. It is a little bit of an old school graphics look, but that's obviously from the VW system as such. So we can adjust time, dates and all that sort of stuff, which as you can see, by the time we are not filming at 11 o'clock at night, we are filming during the day. So we'll need to change that for the customer, which we'll do shortly. But in essence, you've got loads of functionality retained live directly onto the screen. Plus you've got loads of functionality added in, like the DVD slot that we've added in. Obviously the DVD slot does involve physical modification, plus there's a lot of modifications to actually do this install on the T6.1. It's not straightforward, just plug in. So if you are trying this at home, want to upgrade it by yourself, please bear in mind that this does take a lot of time, a lot of skill, and there's a hell of a lot of chopping away that we need to do and modification behind the dashboard to make this work. So this is a non-reversible job. A lot of the T5s and T6s in the past, when we've done installs, they are reversible. This is definitely not a reversible job, and please make sure, if it's not us you're coming to, make sure you're going to a skilled auto electrician that knows exactly what they're doing, and fingers crossed they've also worked on one of these as well, because there is a lot involved on it. It's not just plugging in a head unit. But yeah, basically overall really nice unit. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, all completely wirelessly, camera retention, but also we've got integrated the camera live directly into that screen. Overall just a really nice unit. Love the way it looks, sits in the dashboard really nicely. It's actually a lot easier to touch as well sitting in the driver's seat because it's obviously brought forward a little bit. So this is now the source unit for the Epic sound system we've also upgraded. So make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel so you don't miss that. But hopefully you've enjoyed the video. You've seen a little bit more about how everything works, how it all sort of interacts with the vehicle, what you retain, what also you can upgrade as well, and how the new look sits in the vehicle. But we can also do different head units. So book by for an audio consultation. We'll go through everything with you, design, spec, and then install your new system. So thank you very much for watching, guys. We'll see you soon.